Mexican President Andrés Manuel Lopez Obrador said Friday that he will open up national archives showing how intelligence agencies targeted activists and opposition groups during the country's dirty war.
Here's a summary of the article.
Mexican President Andrés Manuel Lopez Obrador said Friday that he will open up national archives showing how intelligence agencies targeted activists and opposition groups during the country's dirty war. They will be opened up so that citizens can have access to them, above all investigators. It is a part of our program to strengthen our national historic memory, said the president, commonly known as AMLO. The documents belong to the National Center for Investigation and Security and are housed in the La Cumbre National Archive, a former prison in the capital where numerous opposition figures, including members of the 1968 student movement, were once incarcerated. They will be open to the public starting from Monday, Lopez Obrador said. One of the first things the Mexican leader said after he took office on December 1 was to announce that CISEN would be disbanded, while keeping intact the National Intelligence Center. We lived for decades under an authoritarian regime which limited freedoms and persecuted those who struggled for social change, he said. In the name of the state, I apologize, Lopez Obrador added. He said that those who believed they had suffered from the activities of government spy agencies would be able to claim compensation under the law.
This post received a score of 23,699, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The dirty war is not the 2000s war on drugs, it was a series of repressions from the government against multiple civil protester groups in the 60s, 70s. The most significant events were El Halconazo, the unofficial rock prohibition, and Tlatelolco's Square massacre.
There was a rock prohibition? Like the genre of music? That's such a strange concept.
I am worried for this man.
Yeah, that definitely seems like some shit that would get someone assassinated.
Yay, having the GOVT and cartels after you doesn't seem like it will coincide with a long life. Don't forget that the CIA has always been heavily involved in Mexican affairs.
Correction, the CIA has always been heavily involved in anything they can get involved in.
But especially the affairs of their direct neighbors, mostly the southern one and that island that won't let the US annex it.
This is gonna be messy.
I really hope it turns out as a positive for the country. What happened in Soviet Union really discouraged formerly oppressive governments to be transparent about their dirty past, even when the government back then was supposed to be at odds with the current regime.
His own gov will be affected by that. Most of the people that worked on the government during said scandals are on his side now.
He joined the PRI less than a decade after La Massacre de Tlatelolco, which is odd for someone so fervently opposed to the PRI.
I know, he's the old PRI he wants to defeat.
Unfortunately, this was still going on with our last president. The former administration purchased an Israeli anti-terrorism software that was ostensibly supposed to be used to fight organized crime, but the government instead used it to spy on journalists and activists. Mexico is still one of the most dangerous countries in the world to be a journalist.
I remember last President Peña Nieto was extremely hated, not without reason of course. That man shat Mexico and left. There is radio station very popular hosted by Tono Esquinca. Once he slightly spoke about Peña Nieto live. He was stopped and said he had to go. Of course government censored him.
Nope, he wasn't censored. He was drunk saying shit about AMLO, that's why he got fired.
But rehired afterwards because I still hear Ariana Grande, Shawn Mendes, Troye Sivan and whatnot singers saying Tonio Skinka.
This is some great news, if he can pull it off. I hope those records don't go missing like the US ones do.
It's not, he is only making it as a publicity stunt in order to make people happy. Mexico's intelligence service has been a very close government department until now, since he is trying to go against what previous presidents have done, despite the fact that there were either good or bad reasons to do so.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.